Oh shit. Welcome to Just Another Nerdy Podcast. Welcome to... Oh shit. Welcome to Just Another Nerdy Podcast. Okay. Now we need to go away from that. I want that gone forever.
Complete with issues.
Complete with issues. Complete with me being me, man.
Right.
Just, where the fuck did I hide this? Okay, hey guys, welcome to Just Another Nerdy Podcast. I'm Jay.
Tommy MF White.
Tommy MF White! Here today, we're waiting on Dritz. He's hiding. Or sleeping. I don't really know what.
He's scared.
We're going to be doing this live. I want to say live every noonish on Twitch. Already we have three-ish viewers. So, you're going to check us out live every Wednesday around noonish. You can hit us up on Twitch. I'm going to try and put clips and shit on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And then from there, you know, whatnot and blah, blah. You can also put a little nerdy in your pocket and download us on... yeah, that's our Dritz. So you can download us on iTunes and Google Play, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. For free. You can hit up those podcasts, all the past ones.
Everybody loves free.
Christopher Goodrich. Hey, Jay and Tommy. We are missing the brilliant Drizzt. Yes, we are. Hi, Chris. How you doing? Thanks for following us over to this platform. That is awesome. So, yeah, feel free to check us out. We're going to do live on Twitch here at Diehm. Twitch.tv/Diehm. For now, maybe we'll have it Just Another Nerdy Podcast Twitch someday. But for now, that's what we're doing.
Live and semi-awake.
Yeah, live and semi-awake. Are you sleeping normal now?
Yeah.
Whoa!
I am wide awake right now.
This is not the middle of the night for you.
I'm ready to participate today.
Tommy's a free man when it comes to the midnight shifts for now. So we're not going to go too... We don't have to go too far into detail.
No.
But Tommy's a free man.
Hopefully to be on the day shifts soon.
Chris is doing good. That's good. All right, so we got a whole list of shit. I woke up today with a hair in my bum. That's a weird phrase.
You need to get that checked out, buddy.
I was checking some stuff out. Anyways, woke up today, decided to check some things out, and yeah, let's just... Okay, I might go over to the live video because this is showing... Oh, no, this is better. Okay, 3 viewers. So welcome, 3 viewers. I hope you guys are doing great.
Yeah.
So we got this list of shit we got to talk about.
Tons of news.
Breath of the Wild is now placed in the Zelda timeline.
Yeah. Nintendo's cop-out.
Talk to Tommy about this, because you were talking about this.
I read the article about it the other day. They also confirmed they changed around the placement of a few of the games, I think. Mainly the Oracle games from Capcom. I don't know. I didn't read much into that. But Nintendo decided that since enough fans were complaining about it, that Breath of the Wild now takes place at the end of all 3 timelines. Fans asked which one in specific. And Nintendo, in a total cop-out, was like, I don't know. You decide. Use your imagination.
Yeah.
So... It takes place at the end, that's confirmed, but which timeline it's the end of, we don't know. We talked about it earlier. I think it might be kind of like that quote you hear and the quote they use in Persona, that all things bring us to the same end. So maybe all 3 timelines, no matter what decisions you make, that they're going to converge into that one timeline.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
Yeah, I like it too. Like, I think it's really cool.
It's almost the Terminator idea of no matter what you do, it always ends the same.
Yeah.
Because I believe Terminator is predestined, and so if you talk about like... Hey, welcome new follower.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that's my follower alert. That's Commander awesome. Root. Thank you so much for the follow, buddy.
That is a sweet username.
Feel free to hit us up at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter is JA Nerdy Podcast, but Facebook and YouTube is Just Another Nerdy Podcast. But yeah, I like the idea, because if you're talking about time travel, the theories, the 2 movies that explain different ideas, if you want to talk about interdimensional time travel, that's Back to the Future. So you can, if you change one little thing in the past, it skews off into a whole nother dimension. And they explain it through the timeline whiteboard. Yeah. Whereas Terminator it always ends the same.
Yeah.
And Zelda, that almost takes that stance if they're doing Breath of the Wild. And I like that idea because it's an extreme stance.
It is. It's just like, hey, no matter what you do, you're going to end up here. Like,
you're going to end up with Breath of the Wild, which... Not a complaint on my side.
On my side, I
love Breath of the Wild.
It is very divisive among fans. Yeah, I do miss the dungeons and stuff. I don't miss the super linearity of Zelda. I love the open world, like, play at your own pace aspect. Like, it was super, I don't want to say less stressful, but it was just really fun to just go at my own pace and explore at my own pace. And
yeah, I really dig that. Let's see here. So Chris, we got a little bone to pick, buddy. Chris, you watched us for like a fucking 2 hours last week. Our audio was shit, buddy. Yeah. Our audio was shit.
It was.
Why didn't you tell me our audio was shit, Chris? You're killing me, buddy. You're killing me. So if our audio is bad, please let us know right away in the comments, because that was... My sister messaged me the next day. She's like, is your audio bad the whole time? And I was like, yes, it is!
From our end, it's hard to tell when we're in the middle of things. Like,
I do some tests and stuff, but after a while, it's just really difficult. So then we do... So because of that, I wanted to retouch on the Venom trailer. Now, did you watch it last week? I feel like you didn't.
No, I watched it. Well, I watched it after the podcast and after we talked about it, so it's not like super fresh in my mind, but I have seen it.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about it because I really right now it's okay. Thanks, Chris.
It's still very. I'm not sold, but I am sold on Venom. It's very.
I'm really back and forth. So they say it's very character specific when he. Because the one thing that stands out is the "turd in the wind" line. Mm-hmm. And if you've seen the trailer, go check it out, guys. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The "turd in the wind" line is
gold.
I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. It's unique, but they say that is very character specific to Venom. Like that is dead on comic book Venom.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have never... I know he had his own series for a while. I've only read the little bits he had in Spider-Man. I've never delved into any Venom comics
I just know Venom from Spider-Man the Animated Series.
I love that Venom.
And that is my Venom. That is what I enjoyed. And when you see... And it's... I mean, it's good. You know, I feel like Tom Hardy's Venom is really close to that. It's just that "turd in the wind" line was like... I was like, what?
I saw an interesting post this morning. Tom Hardy is a fantastic actor. He's a good-looking actor. His most prolific roles, he always wears a mask, and you never see his face.
Yeah, there was that post, actually,
in
today.
Mad Max, he does it. In The Dark Knight Rises. In this one, you barely see his face. Yeah, I'm just like, poor Tom Hardy.
There was a post I saw, it was either today or yesterday, they said something about, like, what does everyone have against Tom Hardy's face?
Yeah, I saw that same post. That's why I brought it
cracked up. I was like, that's great. So this morning was the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct.
Simon Belmont.
So, is that who?
Simon, and I forget the second Belmont, but it's one of his relatives.
Oh, yeah, okay, the announcement of Simon from Castlevania, which I thought was a really great announcement, by the way.
I'm kind of surprised, because that's been a major Nintendo franchise since the original Nintendo. I'm surprised they haven't been in a Smash Brothers before now.
It's interesting that they finally kind of decided to cross that barrier.
Castlevania started on Nintendo. It's a Nintendo it's on other platforms now, but it was a Nintendo franchise for the longest time.
They're killing it though with this Castlevania. I think the technology that they have today and with what they're doing, I think they're doing a really good job, because not only are you getting the two Belmonts, but you're also doing this the level where you have what they call hazards.
Yeah.
But they're random monsters that show up, including Dracula.
Like,
and I thought that was really cool.
I saw the images of like the character models and stuff too, and I was like, these look really awesome.
Yeah,
like,
they look really good. The stage looks really good. I'm in. Like I think it's a great idea. The announcement was extremely well animated. I kind of want them to make like Super Smash Brothers shorts like they do with TF2. You know?
Yeah, or Blizzard does it with Overwatch. There's little shorts they release every now and
then. They've been doing it a little bit with the announcements and stuff. I kind of want them to keep doing that because that bit with Luigi was awesome. Yeah. Like, especially when he gets slashed and his ghost pops out. And then his ghost tries to lay back down at him. Yeah. And it shows up. It's like... That was hilarious. They killed it. They also announced... what's his name? King K. Rool as a character, and one of my favorite things when they did the announcement, they showed him punching Bowser out. Yeah, and I was like, that's cool. Like, it's nice to kind of see this mix of villains coming in.
I like it because we've had Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong forever. We've had Mario villains in there. We've had Zelda villains. This is, I think, the first Donkey Kong villain we've had.
Yeah. And I was like, it's about time.
We've even had Kirby. We got Kirby villains in Smash before Donkey Kong villains.
This gives me a lot of faith that this is like a true Switch Smash Brothers thing, and it's not just a half-assed port.
Yeah, it seems like they're going all out, and I'm super excited for it.
They're really putting a lot of energy into it because, and this is this way to bring old fans back in, which is a common theme between Pokemon and this. Mm-hmm. They're bringing in old fans, but they're building something new at the same time. The modes that they were talking about, the customization in the games, to be able to make your maps however you want them.
I'm hoping
you can morph a map halfway through the fucking match.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Whoa!
I love Smash Brothers. I've loved every one. I even liked Brawl. That one's one of the divisive ones. But I'm hoping for way more customization because that's one of the only things I feel it's been lacking. There's a bunch of other content in the games, like tons and tons and hundreds of hours of content, but there's never been a lot of customization.
Yeah. So this is really going to be a new venture, but something for us old schoolers to get back into. Because I haven't played Smash Brothers since GameCube.
And Melee was...
I played some on the Wii. I didn't like the Wii as much. I don't like the controls on the Wii.
No, when I played Brawl on the Wii, I played it with the GameCube controller, so I never had a problem. That's not my personal favorite. The new one's really good. I like Melee, but I still prefer the original N64 Smash Brothers. Like, I was really good at that one. So
I was playing it drunk the other day, and I got my ass whipped. I got destroyed.
Fox, man, in the original Smash Brothers. I always played Fox, and I rarely lost.
If there were one thing that I wanted to come out of it, though, that I'm a little disappointed that didn't happen, is I wanted some other announcements. I was really hoping that they might actually combine this with an announcement for the online service. Yeah. We're like, I'm not kidding, we're like a month away from when it's supposed to launch.
And we know almost nothing.
Yeah, there's like this little smidgen of detail about like they had some of the games they released that'll be a part of the library.
Yeah,
it'll almost be like a Netflix library.
They've
and then
given us a price point.
Yeah, and they gave us a price point, which is to be fair, all I needed.
People are complaining about it. It is really cheap. It's a lot cheaper than Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus. Like,
yeah, it's super cheap.
Yeah,
and on top of that, that's something I can pay for without my wife noticing.
Bingo!
For an entire year, by the way.
Yeah, it's
nice.
like a handful of dollars for an entire year. And people want to complain it's not free. Like, what?
Yeah, $30 for an entire year. I get the complaint because they've done it for so long, but I'm at the same time, you're getting a library of games, and some of them are like old school. So like we're starting with Mario.
At the same time, now that we're paying for it, maybe they can use that money to keep it more stable. Yeah. Because Nintendo's had online in their games before, but it's not been the best online.
It's been pretty bad.
It's really bad.
So this is hopefully going to give them some stability.
Yeah.
And their library that they're releasing, it's actually the reason why I haven't bought an NES Classic.
Yeah.
Is because
it's like the NES Classic, but...
Yeah, and I'd rather play it on my Switch. In fact, if they ever release most of these SNES Classic games on the Switch, my SNES Classic's gone. Right. I would prefer it on the Switch, 100%.
Just
Like-
being able to take that stuff on the go is just...
Yeah, it's way better. You can play it on the go. You can pop it in. I mean, if you buy a portable hookup, you can pop it up on anybody's system.
Yeah,
it's way
and
better.
I mean, Switch is selling like hotcakes right now, so...
Yeah, the Switch is great. And hopefully they're going to be doing some, like, combining of stuff a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really digging that. So, okay, let's see. Spider-Man Far From Home. That's the new title for the Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man Homecoming 2. They have announced that Mariah Hill and Nick Fury is going to be showing up in the movie. Samuel L. Jackson and Colby Smulders.
Yeah.
100% in.
Where is my Sam Jackson and Colby Smulders buddy cop movie?
Right?
Where's my Nick Fury and Maria Hill buddy cop movie? I'd watch it.
Well, you know what would be nice is this is the idea, and I was talking about this before. I think it'd be cool if they did Marvel one-shots of just what they've been doing for each movie. Like, you know, what they've been up to for each movie. You could even have them directed by the same, like Ryan Coogler, Taika Waititi. You know, you could have them directed by them. You can't do James Gunn anymore. But I think that the addition of those two are really, really good.
Rest in peace, James Gunn.
In fact,
DC, he's free right now. He makes great movies.
Oh,
imagine that.
I think it's time for DC to snag up some Marvel.
Let's get James Gunn for a Justice League movie.
They got
and give it a Guardians dynamic. Imagine he did so good with Guardians, and that's a team up movie.
Such a good idea.
Imagine him doing the next Justice League.
Oh my god! Well, so they had Joss Whedon sort of half-assed direct the last one.
Well, it's from what I hear, Zack Snyder had it most of the way done. And then Josh Whedon came in at the end and did what he could to make it not suck.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I watched
Zack Snyder.
I watched the movie.
How many?
And it was just okay.
How many movies in a row does Zack Snyder have to fuck up before you just cut him out?
Right?
To be honest, though, to be fair, he did Man of Steel, which was good. It was okay.
I think it's alright. It's not like amazing. It's not terrible.
Good.
It's average.
The thing that he messed up was Batman v Superman.
Fuck. Yes, he did.
Martha! I know. God. And so my thought is that if they were to fix... they shouldn't have let him do Justice League, honestly. I don't know why their confidence was so strong. They were like, yeah, do the Justice League.
And
but
then
to have Joss Whedon kind of try
there
and fix
was like 100% no practical effects in that movie. Even the villain was 100% like 90s CGI.
He was just dumb.
Yeah.
It was just a dumb play.
They characterized him wrong because in the comics, like Steppenwolf, who was their villain in this movie, he is a menacing dude. He's like a villain. He fights all the Justice League. He's beaten them several times. In this movie, they made him lame.
I mean, they would have had a better playoff if it had been like Lex Luthor or the Joker or something smaller.
Lex Luthor would have been great.
They had experienced hired people who would have killed it. Jared Leto as the Joker. Can you imagine the Justice League fighting the Joker?
Yeah.
Tommy is now brilliant with that comment about James Gunn, right? Yeah, I like that idea. But just imagine if it had been Justice League versus the Joker or Justice League versus Lex Luthor, you know, to be the first thing. I don't know. Batman v Superman was such a disappointment. I don't know why they had so much faith for him to do the Justice League.
James Gunn, I saw one of those funny joke pictures, and it was a picture of him, and someone photoshopped a mustache on him, and then literally it just said, Marvel announces their director for Guardians 3, Jameson Gundamu.
Yeah.
God, I laughed so hard.
Yeah, it was really funny. Dave Bautista is actually talking about quitting now too.
I think he will, because he said, like, James Gunn is out. I understand why he's out. None of us like it, but we'll continue with the movie. But then he said that if James Gunn's script is thrown out, he doesn't want to do it, and he's going to try and get out of his contract. And they just confirmed yesterday that they're not using his script. It's getting thrown out.
Yeah, they said they're gonna stop, and that's pissed off Dave Bautista. And now he's talking about just being done.
Yeah,
if you don't know, that's Drax.
It was also. I think it was a pretty bold move when all the cast came out and signed that letter in support of James Gunn, and was like, "Hey, Disney, we support this guy. Like, your move."
I mean. The tricky spot is like Disney basically already doubled down and fired him, and they said like this just doesn't fit our morals. It's just
it sets a real dangerous precedence though, because like so now anyone
Jared Leto already plays the Joker.
Anyone can get in trouble for anything they've done 20-30 years ago. Like your past is your past, and you're supposed to grow and learn from it. Like
well, so I was watching the Fine Brothers react, and one of the guys on there brought up this really smart. Overslept, gotta get ready for work. They've got me pulling a 5-a-day week, and I've only slept there for 3 weeks. Okay. So we will not have Dritz today, which is okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
We'll do fine without him.
So
we miss you, Dritz.
So anyways, I lost what I was saying. What was
you were talking about some dude on the Fine Brothers.
Oh, so the Fine Brothers brought up this really good point. This kid did, where he just said, "What about Disney? I mean, if you go back 50 years, Disney has some really racist shit. They're extremely racist." And it's like, yeah, you know what, Disney? Like, you don't have such a clean past yourself. Like, you want to hide your shit. But you want to call people out on shit that they did years ago, but they're not doing anymore?
Wasn't their founder a known, like, xenophobe and, like, an anti-woman dude? Like,
are you talking about Walt?
Yeah.
He was at least anti-Semitic, which is, like, he was
against the Jews.
That's what I've known of before. But, I mean, yeah, it's probable that he was xenophobic. It's just a shame that, we're calling out James Gunn for being... that way, but Disney, you don't have your own beautiful past.
No.
Roseanne, Roseanne, the big difference was like she's still holding up to what she said.
Yeah.
James Gunn was just like, I was a dumb kid.
Yeah, James Gunn's official statement was like, I'm dumb, I'm an idiot, I've grown since then, my content that I make has changed, like, I make movies for families now. Like,
so I'm a new person, so it is unfortunate, and it'll be interesting to see if Disney... Because so far they've doubled down on everything they've done.
I do respect James Gunn, though, for owning up to it and saying, like, hey, those remarks were dumb, I've grown past it. Like,
well, and that's why I feel they should hire him back.
Yeah,
it's because he, and they should never have fired him in the first place.
No, and he straight up owned up to it. He even apologized to Disney, and he didn't have to apologize to Disney. Like, he was just like, I'm sorry, I was an idiot when I was younger. He literally just posted that shit to try and get people to watch his stuff. It was like, I'm going to do these flagrant, outrageous things, and hopefully people are like, ooh, that's shocking, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. So, speaking of Disney, couple of big things. Marvel movies are leaving Netflix, starting with Captain Marvel. Or they're just not gonna be put up on there. I didn't know they were actually putting them up.
I mean,
honestly.
Like DC, Disney's gonna plan its own streaming thing soon, which is weird because Disney owns Hulu.
Yeah.
So why would they start their own streaming thing if they own Hulu? Just put your stuff on Hulu exclusively.
Now that they're finished with their merger, they actually did finish their merger. And they've announced they're doing Fantastic Four and X-Men at some point.
Yeah.
Which is obvious. They own like a higher percentage, like they own the majority of Hulu. So there's really no point in them making a competing thing.
But they are greedy, so I think they'll do it anyway.
Yeah, I honestly, I think we're to that point though where it's a bridge too far. DC, Disney, HBO, like it's all...
I don't have all this extra money, like, come on guys.
Yeah, like Netflix and Hulu is my breaking point. I'm sorry, you might have people whose job it is to comment on this stuff, which it's not our job. Yeah. So I'm not going to spend the extra money. Like, I've got Amazon Prime because Amazon Prime is fucking amazing, by the way. If you don't have Amazon Prime, and you play video game, like if you play PC games, if you like music, and if you like video streaming services, and you want 3-day shipping, get Amazon Prime. Like, it's the most value for your buck.
Like, you can pay for it all at once, or I think I pay like $10 a month or something like that. Yeah, you can do
about $11 a month, or you can pay it's going to be 100 and...
Yeah, and like, it's...
120 now, 130.
It's fantastic. You get Twitch Prime, you get free 3-day shipping. Amazon Prime Video is great. It's got all of Doctor Who on there, all of Chuck. There's a ton of good shows on there.
Yeah, Marvelous Miss Maisel I actually just finished in that show.
I haven't seen that. But
I think I saw Babylon 5 is on there.
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
But I've heard really good things about Babylon 5. Battlestar Galactica. I think that's Hulu.
No, that's Hulu, but that show is fantastic as well.
It's on my top list of sci-fi shows, including Chuck. Chuck is really good. Defiance, basically anything sci-fi ends up on there. The Expanse, they just bought The Expanse, so...
which I have not seen any of that either.
The Expanse is really, really good. Mm-hmm. It's just a slow burn. And and they finally did one of my favorite things. In season 3, halfway through, they did a 6-month time jump.
Oh, good.
And it's really... I love when they do 6-month time jumps.
I love time jumps in general. Like, I love the time jump in Young Justice.
Yeah. Well, that's what I loved about Young Justice.
Because at first, they do the time jump in season 2, and you are confused as hell. Because you're like, what? But then, as season 2 goes on, they flash back and they explain everything.
Yeah, they fill in the gaps, but not so much that it's like every single thing, but it's just enough to kind of add that material. But and then the storyline on its own, even with the time jump, like, is really, really strong with the reach and all of that.
So good.
It's such a good show. I think this Disney merger is going to be a good idea. Mm-hmm. I don't like the Disney... Like the Disney but at the same time, like, it depends on what they put on there. Like, if they do their own thing. Like, if they put all their Disney movies up, like all of them, I'm in.
Yeah, actually,
One thing, what I really, really want is I want some of, like, the Disney Channel original shows, too. Like, I really want to watch Even Stevens again.
Kim Possible.
Famous Jet Jackson. You know, some of that old shit.
Is that the one where his family was superheroes?
Famous Jet Jackson.
There's one of them where it was like this really skinny, scrawny looking black kid, and then he had his mother and father, and they were like superheroes.
It was like Sky High before Sky High came out.
Yeah.
It was that before... Because the kid never got his superpowers, which is so sad.
Sky High is great too.
Sky High, he gets the superpowers.
How they got... They randomly got Kurt Russell in that movie as his dad.
Sky High cops out so hard. You know who else? The guy from The Expanse is in that movie.
Yeah.
Who is, I call Diet Jason Momoa. Yeah. Because he looks like Jason Momoa before Jason Momoa and him, like, you know.
The chick that plays Caitlyn on The Flash is in that movie. Either her or her sister, because they're almost identical. You can barely tell them apart.
She has a sister?
She has a sister that's like an identical twin. They look exactly alike.
Oh my god.
There's Danielle Panabaker, and then there's the other one. They were actually they were in a Disney movie where they played like twins, and you can barely tell them apart.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that. Yeah, so if they put... I mean, it really depends on what they do, because if they put it up there and you're a parent, that might be worth the money.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just a bridge too far, because it's like... Mm-hmm. I'm still hanging on to Hulu. I'm still hanging on to Netflix. It's taken everything in me not to get Showtime and HBO, because, like, Showtime has Shameless.
Yeah, like, I've got Hulu, Netflix. I pay for my anime monthly subscription thing, too. Like,
I really want Verve. Verve has, like, all the anime and the Crunchyroll, and then it actually has, like... Harmon Quest and Bravest Warriors.
I had Verve for a while just for Harmon Quest. It's hilarious, and then I watched a lot of the Geek and Sundry stuff. Yeah, but Harmon Quest was hilarious.
Harmon Quest is amazing. In fact, if you really enjoy Harmon Quest, you want to listen to like another podcast, Harmontown. At the end of every, and it's just audio, but at the end of every episode of Harmontown, he does. He plays D&D with those same guys.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's really, really fun. But Harmon Quest is a blast. let's see, DC streaming service. You said they released the price point. And
yeah, I saw an ad on Facebook when I was on my laptop, and it said pre-order to get 3 months free. And I was like, okay, does that mean there's like a free trial and then all that stuff? There is no free trial. They want you to spend $74.95 up front to pre-order this thing, and then you get 3 months free. So I don't even know what a year is going to cost.
I think, well, that's a year.
Is it?
It's 75, yeah. And then they said, like, I think the $8 is the month by month. So I was thinking about when the first couple months come out, after the first couple months, I might drop $8, binge Young Justice and binge Titans.
With stuff like that, yeah, technically it's cheaper to drop that $75 a month, but I never have $75 extra dollars at the same time, but, like, I could squeeze $8 a month into my budget.
So the thing about it is like if you're doing, I mean, it's a great present if you want to buy somebody $75, like a year's worth of DC subscription. Yeah. That's actually a good present. But like if you want, like honestly, for the only things that I want to watch on there, 1 month drop $8. Don't do it the next month.
Yeah.
I want to see Titans and I want to see Young Justice. Outside of that, I don't really care.
Yeah, Titans is making me mad. We've had 2 trailers. We haven't even seen 3 minutes of the show altogether, and people are trashing on how it looks and trashing on the characters, and I was like, we haven't seen enough to know the final product.
Yeah, there's not enough. I think in this most recent trailer, because you saw the first pictures and they were kind of cringeworthy. No. I thought Raven and Beast Boy are good, though. I don't know why people are pissed about Raven and Beast Boy.
The only complaint I ever had with the Titans trailer, and that was when Robin looks right at the camera and he says, "Fuck Batman." Because this Robin is not Jason Todd, and Jason Todd is one of the only Robins to ever be like, "Fuck Batman." Like,
I think it's okay. I do. I think every Robin should have a moment where they think, "Fuck Batman."
I mean, most of them do at one point. Like Tim Drake says, "Fuck Batman," and he goes and becomes Red Robin, and he's just like, "Screw this." Dick Grayson never really has that moment. He just decides, "Oh, I'm going to be Nightwing." And
I think he's got it, but I think he's more mature about handling it. I think
he's the one that's always like super respectful of Batman, and he's always like, "What do you need? Anything you need." Like,
my personal opinion is that I think it'll be good writing to explore having Dick Grayson specifically be.
Is that who they're going to use for the Robin in this? Have they? Have they confirmed it?
Yeah, I think so. Because I thought she calls him Dick, the boy from the circus.
Oh wait, yeah,
he's the boy from the circus.
Yeah, because
it's Dick.
I remember in the Teen Titans cartoon, it's never confirmed which Robin he is. Like, he looks like Tim.
They call him Dick all the time.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Not in the cartoon.
Sunfire calls him Dick all the time.
She does not.
She does.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I don't remember that.
You gotta rewatch it. It's Dick.
She calls him Robin all the time.
Which is what pisses me off, because in the Batman. Maybe it's Static Shock. There's a point where he's like, "Hey, where's Robin?" And Batman's like, "He's with the Titans." And that Robin is the wrong Robin for the Titans show.
Yeah.
Because they call him Dick in the show from time to time.
I don't remember that. All I remember is my favorite all-time episode is Robin's out doing something, and they all decide to order pizza and dress in Robin's costume. And there's a whole episode where they keep calling each other Robin. Like, at the end of the episode, Raven's like, "This mask makes me feel cool." And then all of a sudden, Robin just sits down on the couch and picks up a slice of pizza. And then at the end of the episode, he just stares at the camera and he's like, "You know what, guys? It makes me feel pretty cool, too." And I love that episode because it's just silly. Because, like, at first it's just Starfire. And then everyone else walks in the room and they're like, "Did you break into Robin's room while he was gone to put on his costume and pretend you're Robin?" And then they're like, "Yeah," and then all of a sudden everyone's wearing his costume and they're pretending to be Robin. It's super silly.
That was what's great about the show, and what's so annoying about Teen Titans Go is that all the time.
Yeah.
The show had a good, healthy balance of that kind of goofy nature.
The show
but
had
it also could get serious.
Interesting fact, and a lot of people didn't know this, but the Teen Titans theme song changed depending on what kind of episode it was going to be. If you were watching an episode and the Japanese theme song played, then it was going to be like a serious episode of Teen Titans. And then if you were watching it and the American theme song played, it was going to be one of the sillier episods.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's actually really cool.
I watched it on one of those Did You Know videos about the Teen Titans, and I was like, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed that show. But no, so what I think, though, to get back to my point, though, I think to write Dick Grayson showing some of his teenage or young adult angst towards Batman would be a really good,
would make sense because
something fresh to explore.
They don't do that a lot, and he has to have those feelings about Batman, but like,
I mean, he's even had those points where they're like, "Do you want to be Batman?" And he's like, "No." Like he's like, what was in one of the Batman cartoons?
There was that point in the comics where Batman is incapacitated for a while, not to reveal too much, and Nightwing takes over the Batman mantle for a while, and he bitches the whole time about it. He's like, "This is lame. Like, I'm Nightwing. I'm not Batman."
Yeah, he doesn't like being Batman, and he knows it. So I think it would be good, fresh take to like write something on Dick Grayson not liking Batman.
Yeah.
However, I don't know. The new Titans, I don't like the age of the characters. I think they're too old.
Yeah,
like Robin specifically.
The Titans are supposed to be just like barely teenagers. Like they're super young.
I think it would have been a lot cooler to write them as kids and not as young adults. Starfire, I really like the casting. Mm-hmm. I didn't like the costumes, but what I was talking about earlier is when you see in the trailer, you finally see Starfire in action where she lights up and stuff. I think she's a good cast. I think it's going to look cool. I think we just have to see what they're going to do.
Yeah,
is she going to be orange the whole time?
Yeah, they make it look lame in the trailer, but they show it to you for like 15 seconds maybe. So.
In the trailer, they make it look good. In the pictures that were like leaked, they look horrible.
Yeah.
They look awful. And if you can look it up, you look up Starfire Titan show, she does not look good.
Yeah, the actress that's going to play her is fantastic. Like, I'm excited for that.
But I think that's like the same thing with Beast Boy. I think it's going to be CG. Like, I think they're going to affect the skin tone. If they don't, that's a huge mistake.
If they don't, I will be mad. Like, my only complaint, and I brought it up, it's because, in the released images, she looked terrible. That's not the final product. In the trailer, she looked okay. But people were hating on this actress so much, like, she deleted her Twitter and her social media accounts and stuff, and I was like, she doesn't control how Starfire looks. She doesn't control the character. Like,
room.
That's the production room. That's the special effects department and stuff. She has no control over that. She just shows up. She does her best at acting out the scenes, and then she goes home. Like,
I hope it's going to be good. It looks like it might be good.
I'm optimistic. I've wanted a Teen Titans live action show for a long time.
I'm down.
Since we're on the DC thing, I saw that Stephen Amell really wants Batman in the Arrowverse, and when asked about it in an interview, he wants Batman to come on as a villain.
That would be so good.
Imagine,
oh my god.
Batman's not a villain, but imagine Batman showing up and thinking that the Green Arrow is a bad guy, and so Batman being adversarial. Like, that would be amazing.
That would be so good. You would have Stephen Amell versus Batman.
I know DC's never going to see this, but come on, guys. You've already confirmed that your TV and movie universes are separate, so why can't we get those characters in the TV universe?
Supergirl. They're adding Supergirl to the DC universe as well.
Yeah.
So, and you have a Supergirl TV show. It's fine.
And you're making a Batwoman TV show. You've referenced Batman 4 or 5 times. Just give me You gave me Superman.
You have to understand that no matter how much you use Batman, every single goddamn time, someone is going to watch it regardless. It could be you hired Ben Affleck to play Batman, and everyone still came to see the movie.
Yeah. People are still watching Gotham. And that's supposed to be a Batman-esque show.
People are still going to come around and see it. Like, it's not a problem.
People went and saw Batman and Robin, alright? They're going to watch Batman if he gets a TV show.
Yeah, I'm in. That's just... Yeah. Speaking of, Ruby Rose, actually, so she is in Orange is the New Black. She also showed up in an episode of Dark Matter.
That's where I recognize her from.
She is going to be Batwoman in the DC crossover next year. Because that is the big thing, is like they are going to do a Batwoman-centered storyline. They also said, I think they said that Legends of Tomorrow is taking a step out of the crossover. So Legends of Tomorrow will not be a part of the crossover.
I kind of like that because, I love the last crossover with the Legends, but there was ton of characters
There's
to
so
write
much
in
going
and
on.
keep track
Because Legends of Tomorrow is their own giant crew.
Well, yeah, and that's why with the last crossover it was fantastic, but I felt like it was just a bunch of let's go to this character and then this character and then this character and then this character and then this character, and I was like, can't we focus on some of these characters?
I really hope Black Lightning gets a spot in there, though. I want to see Black
I know they've confirmed he's not a part of the Arrowverse, but I think he would fit in there perfectly.
I think the theory right now is that he's in
Another Earth, maybe?
Supergirl's Earth.
Yeah, which would be fantastic. Have those two crossover, because he's so like dark and brooding, and he's like Batman with static shock powers.
It would actually be really nice if you know what they should do this year is they should bring Flash and Arrow over to Supergirl's world.
Yeah, there's tons of ways you can
and then
easily
have
do that and
Batwoman be there.
Yeah,
because I'm kind of tired of the Flash Arrowverse being Earth 1. I still think it's weird that they call it Earth 1. Like, even the Earth 2 characters and the Earth X characters call it Earth 1.
I know why they don't do it. I know other people complain about Superman being like the end-all, be-all hero. Superman's my favorite ever since I was 4 and I saw him in the live-action movie flying around. Tyler Hoechlin did a good job playing him on Supergirl. Like, I thought he was great.
He did an amazing job.
Like,
he was so good.
He was so good.
And they explained him so well.
Yeah, for the 3 episodes you gave him, he was fantastic. Give him his own show. It's not going to make me stop watching Supergirl. And they've confirmed that's why they don't want to do it. They think it'll pull people away from Supergirl. I'll watch both.
I'm okay, actually, with him not having his own show.
I would love him to have his own show.
I want him on Supergirl more, though.
I mean, that'd be cool, too. Like, give him that dynamic. Have him help out more.
That's my personal opinion, is they need to have him on Supergirl, and I really think they need to save him for the crossovers. I think if they had him in each crossover,
they've been doing
Deus Ex Machina.
They've been doing fantastic stuff with Supergirl. They've been getting a lot of people that were on Smallville to come back and have roles. Like, they don't explain it very well, but Erica Durance, she played Lois Lane in Smallville. She comes back in season 2, in the latest season of Supergirl. She plays her mother.
Yeah, they switch her over to being Supergirl's mom, which
is weird because the original actress, they're just like, oh, forget about her. And the fact that her and Astra are twins, but Erica Durance looks nothing like the chick that played Astra.
Yeah,
they don't explain that at all. They just.
Because it's supposed to be an entire switch.
Yeah, so they're just hoping you forget. Tom Welling has said he wants to come back for a little guest role on Supergirl. He would love to be in anything.
Talked about a great idea would be to make Tom Welling the Supergirl Lex Luthor.
That would be fantastic.
That would be fantastic. Well, he's beefy enough now.
Yeah.
And if he shaved his head, I think he would actually look great.
Yeah. Just please, no more Jesse Eisenberg.
I dig it for this weird DC universe. I'm really going to be bummed if they don't ever bring back Jared Leto as the Joker. I would be upset.
If Jesse Eisenberg could Hulk out and stop playing like the manic, crazy Lex Luthor, I'd be fine with it. Like,
I think, so it seemed like in that stinger from Justice League that he's going to be a little more calculated.
Yeah, it's just... I love Jesse Eisenberg. He's a fantastic actor. It's just my favorite... Like, Lex Luthor is one of my favorite DC villains, and that's just because, like, he's Superman's arch nemesis, but he's immortal. He's just rich as fuck, so he can afford all these cool tech gadgets to fight Superman with. Like,
you know what I really dug was I was watching the other day. I was watching like a trailer for some of the new DC cartoon stuff.
Yeah.
There's a new Superman movie that just came out, and I can't remember which one it was.
Death of Superman. It's really good.
Yeah. Are you the one that told me?
Yeah, I told you about that.
Yeah,
I had you watch that trailer. It's really good.
Yeah. Rainn Wilson plays Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he's really good.
He is. Oh man, I love that.
He's really good, but I also love Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor, and he's the normal animated Lex Luthor and everything.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get that back, though.
It's weird, though, because Clancy Brown, he's also really good at live action. He's been in the Arrowverse quite a bit, actually, too.
Oh, yeah, he was the general guy that got taken over by Grodd.
Yeah.
And he would have been the best, actually, because they did stop using his voice, but he would have been an amazing reoccurring Grodd.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, he would have been fantastic.
He's just good in everything he is. He was actually the animated voice of someone in the Vixen.
I have not. I love Vixen when she helps them out, but I have not seen any of the animated stuff.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the. I'm surprised I haven't watched any of the animated stuff for how much I
watched the first
every other thing.
I watched the first 4 episodes and I wanted to love it, but it's not like an actual show. I watched the first 4 and it was like little 5-minute bits.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, it reminds me of the original Star Wars...
Clone Wars?
Clone Wars.
Yeah, which is
it reminds me of the little
good.
bits there, except for maybe not as good. But yeah, Clancy Brown's... I love him.
I love Clancy Brown.
What do you think of Ruby Rose's Batwoman, though? Do you know much about Batwoman?
I only know her from that Batman Bad Blood movie where she was like the ex-military Batwoman and she was angry as shit for no reason.
I think Ruby Rose is going to do a good job with that.
Yeah, I think she would do fine. She has the look, like she looks like she could be Batwoman. I just don't know much about her because like you said, she was on Orange is the New Black and I can't stand that show, so... Oh,
you can't? I watched... So here's my story about Orange is the New Black.
Well...
I'm at work. I'm at work at the movie theater, and I'm like, Rachel, I need a new show to watch, and she's like, you should watch Orange is the New Black, and I'm like, can I watch? Is that work appropriate? And she's like, yeah, totally. And she leaves, and I start watching, and the first 2 minutes is a lesbian shower scene, and I'm like, oh shit.
My problem with the show is it works if you binge it all at once. You are able to not find a lot of the faults with the show. Well, I hadn't watched it yet, and somebody told me, don't watch it, it's a bad show. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, it's only good because it drops all at once. You binge it all at once. You don't have time to think about each episode. Well, they're like, if you really want to determine if it's a good show, I know it drops all at once, but start watching it, but watch 1 episode a week. It gives you a whole week to think about each episode, to think about all the problems with each episode and everything. And so I watched the first season, but I watched it week by week, and it kind of ruined the show for me because then you have that whole week for all the problems with each episode to stew in your mind, all the like character things that you don't like, all the plot holes and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
They're really noticeable when you watch it week to week.
I don't even think about that when I watch anything week to week.
No, which I don't think about that, and then... somebody brought it to my attention, and then I realized with stuff like Iron Fist, which people hated but I loved, I bet you if I was watching that week to week, I wouldn't have liked it as much.
So my beef with Iron Fist is not, it has nothing to do with like plot holes and shit like that. It's just he is such a whiny baby the whole time, and that is not Iron Fist.
My only problem with the show, I think he has the look down. He looks fine.
People had a problem with his stunt work too, and when they filmed the series, they actually only gave him a very short amount of time to learn his stunts.
Yeah, which people complain he's not a believable martial artist. He said in an interview they gave him like 3 months to try and learn enough martial arts to be believable. So like, there's no way.
Yeah, and so it really didn't work out too well. However,
I think it was super rushed.
I was fine with the stunt coordination. I was fine with all of that stuff. The thing that I wasn't fine with is he was a whiny baby the whole time, and it felt like they were trying to be gritty. However, and the whole time it was
that was my problem the whole time. I don't want to be Iron Fist. I don't want this.
I am the immortal Iron Fist. I am the defender of the hand, and it is my job. And then he'd run away, and he'd be all mopey, and his hair would flop. Which, dear God, whoever left him with all that hair, like, thank God they gave him a haircut for the Defenders.
It's pretty sad that, and we've talked about this several times, but I still say Colleen is the best character in that show. His Asian girlfriend.
That is such a cool, and the fact that you find out that she is a member of the Hand was so good.
Well, yeah, it was such a good reveal, but the fact that it proves that not all the Hand members are evil, because she knew she was working for the Hand, but she's not a bad person.
And she was saying, like, hey, I'm a good person, guys.
Her stunt work, like, she really knows her stuff, and you can tell, like, all those scenes when she's wielding that sword and she's, like, flipping around and shit, like, it's badass.
Oh, yeah. It was a good show. It was a good show except for the lead, and that was my problem.
Yeah.
I even liked a lot of people didn't like the corporate stuff.
I liked the corporate stuff.
I thought the actors were great.
Yeah.
I was less of a fan of his girlfriend. not Colleen, sorry, the other girl that was
it
was basically
his like sister girlfriend kind of thing.
His carbon copy of Laurel Lance.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was
don't
oh my
know.
god, it's Laurel.
I don't know that actress from anywhere. And yeah, that's what was one of my only problems with Arrow. Everyone loved Laurel Lance, and I couldn't stand Laurel Lance.
My problem with Laurel was before they could save her, they took so long, and by the end,
it took them like 4 seasons to make her a character people care about.
Make her a decent character, and then they killed her off right when she was at a point where you could give a crap, and it was like
she actually her sister left, and they found out her sister was still alive and did all that. She had that really cool arc where she was a lawyer and she was like helping people, and she was actually
it was rather brilliant.
She was becoming a good character, and then they slaughtered her, and then fans were like, "What the fuck?" And then they're like, "All right, we're sorry. Here's dark evil Laurel." Like,
yeah.
Like what?
The fact that she's still on the show pisses me off. Like,
yeah, like if you're gonna kill her off, have the balls to go through with it. Like, come on,
bring her back.
Yeah.
Why are we dicking around with evil Laurel?
And then it did make me mad because for 3 seasons, literally her characterization was, I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
that was her character. I'm a bitch.
And that was my take on the new on the girl from Iron Fist. She's just a carbon copy.
I feel bad that
season 1 Laurel.
I don't know her name. I don't know her from anything. Really, like I'd have
don't feel bad.
I'd have to look it up when I get home.
You have to be impressive to stand out.
I like when shows hire actors and actresses that are no names. I love that, but she was so forgettable. Like, she is Laurel.
Because the guy who played her brother, like 100%, I'm gonna remember him in anything he does from now on.
He played when he has that whole arc where he's super addicted to drugs and shit. He played it so believably.
Which again, why the hell was he not in the Defenders? He would have been a great addition to the Defenders.
Yeah.
Everyone else, like Colleen was good, but they really shouldn't have benched Colleen.
Yeah.
Like they benched Colleen and they benched Night Nurse and then they bench Robo Arm Lady.
They
benched those 3.
I love Rosario Dawson's character.
Side shit. But I'm like, they really needed the brother to hang out with everyone else from like Foggy. Is it Karen? Yeah, Karen.
Yeah, Karen. I felt sad with the Defenders because all the other shows are super strong. I mean, Jessica Jones season 2 has that point where it takes like 7 episodes to get into it.
It's still good though.
But it's still good. And actually, I think the Defenders is the weakest out of all their shows. I haven't watched
Luke Cage season 2 though. I haven't.
Full confession, I haven't seen season 1.
Oh, really?
I watched the first 4 episodes and I couldn't get into it.
Season 1 was good. It was a bit of a chore. Not as much as... I still think Iron Fist was the biggest chore. Defenders, I thought, was kind of a mix. Like, I think it was good, but I think it was...
For me, it had really good episodes, but overall, it took a while to get into
It's just great to see them all fight together. That's what I thought was great. And, like, have them... And then their interactions together, like Jessica Jones and Daredevil...
Yeah. I just love Jessica Jones, like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, this is stupid. Like,
yeah, it was great.
And even Daredevil stuff where he's like, I work alone, this is a dumb idea, like, what are we doing? Like,
well, he's like, you guys are all gonna die. Yeah. He's like, you're all gonna die. And then spoilers for the Defenders. And then he dies.
Yeah. Well, the ultimate fuck you Daredevil.
Yeah, he's the ultimate, he's like, you're all gonna die. And then he's the one that dies.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I mean, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, you knew were gonna be fine.
I still think, out of all the Marvel shows for Netflix, it's Daredevil season 1 and The Punisher are the 2 strongest. Like,
I've never watched The Punisher.
It's
I have trouble with it.
No, it's really good because instead of doing the stereotypical, we're gonna show his family getting killed, we're gonna show him going nuts. The show starts off, he is the Punisher already, and then in flashbacks, they show him being haunted by his family dying.
Yeah.
But they start right off, he's already established, because he was established in Daredevil season 2.
Yeah, they established him.
So, literally, they start right off with him being the crazy-ass Punisher, but they delve, and the reason I liked it, they delve into the mental aspect. They show him being, mentally, he's haunted and tortured by his family.
That's part of my problem with with superhero films and superhero stories right now is a lot of times they want to ground things.
Yeah.
And the strongest example is the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
I think The Dark Knight Rises is the worst example of trying to ground something.
I actually like that movie less than I like Batman vs. Superman, which is weird.
Yeah, well, because I do too. I hate that movie.
Yeah, because
I think it's awful.
I hate Batman vs. Superman, but there is good moments in the film. Like,
yeah, well, you get to see Batman versus Superman and Wonder Woman.
There's
Wonder Woman was dope.
There's only 2 moments in Dark Knight Rises that I even liked, and it was the moment. And actually, one of them I didn't like, and that was the moment where Bruce Wayne tells Alfred to fuck off, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
When Alfred's like, I can't follow you, I can't condone you, and Bruce Wayne's like, you pretty much raised me my whole life, but fuck you, see you later.
Yeah, I'm Batman.
I didn't like that. I did think the ending scene was real touching, where they see each other at the cafe and they just kind of nod at each other. I thought that was super sweet. That was my favorite moment in the whole film.
I hated that movie so much, and it's because of this idea of trying to ground and explain things, and then it became this plaguing issue that I think caused a lot, like Zack Snyder and a lot of things caused a lot of these problems, is just they combine this idea of dark and gritty with this idea of trying to ground everything realistically. Yeah. So I sort of flinch, like with the Punisher. Like, I love Thomas Jane Punisher, and it's it's not him being like, they're not playing him off as crazy.
I like him as the Punisher too, but the Punisher movies for some reason are terribly reviewed, but I like them.
But I don't, so like, they don't play him off as super crazy. They play him off as a badass trying to kill people. So that's what I love about the Punisher. And then you get to the Punisher now, and it's like, well, he's dark and he's tortured and he's mentally ill. And so then it sort of taints this idea, like, you want to see a Spider-Man Punisher crossover, but I don't want to see John Bernthal's Punisher near Spider-Man. No, that's mentally...
Like, I love John Bernthal's Punisher, but the reason Thomas Jane's is so good is that, he is tortured by his family, and they show that in the beginning a little bit. They're like, he's haunted by his family, but then you forget he's like an ex-military dude. He's super smart, like, and Thomas Jane's Punisher, he's literally using his military smarts and skills he's like, you know what, fuck these guys, because I'm the Punisher
you want to run with, because he's such a bad, and I would love to see Thomas Jane with Tobey Maguire. That would be so cool. But like John Bernthal with like what's his name right now,
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. It's like, it's just, you want to come up to Spider-Man.
Tom Holland is fantastic. Tom Holland is fantastic.
Spider-Man. And that guy is mentally ill.
I actually like Tom Holland's fantastic. I liked Andrew Garfield. People forget Tobey Maguire was great. Like,
I mean,
excuse his like walking down the street snapping his fingers emo stuff, but besides that, Tobey Maguire was great.
Yeah, he was a great Spider-Man. But no, just for me though, my point that I'm trying to say is like John Bernthal with Tom Holland though, it's like you want to come up to Spider-Man and be like, look, that guy's mentally ill. Like, you do not want to be around him. Whereas like Thomas Jane and Tobey Maguire, it's like, guys, buddy time!
They've done it several times in the comics. I don't know how Tom Holland Spider-Man would mix, but I want my Spider-Man Deadpool buddy cop movie. Like,
but because of the idea that Deadpool is a character, he's a character in the movies that you appreciate. Yeah. If they tried to ground that, that's what I would not like.
I just want, knowing he's so young, I want to see a whole movie where him and Deadpool team up, and Deadpool is still like perverse and vulgar, but he tries to like censor it, so it's like him trying not to be perverse.
He'd be like, flipping bananas.
I think it'd be hilarious. It would be so good.
Yeah. I'm definitely into that idea because, but it's this idea.
If they included the funny stuff from the comics, like there's funny moments like Spider-Man's climbing up the wall and Deadpool's like hanging on his back, and he's like, "Can't you climb any faster?" And Spider-Man's like, "I'm doing all the work here, like leave me alone." There's just funny moments like that.
So it's this idea though that you can suspend your disbelief.
Yeah.
And this concept of grounding things, especially for these pissy nerd trolls that don't understand.
Yeah,
like that want to pick everything apart and make everything realistic.
These directors nowadays are afraid to make us suspend our... I'm fine with suspending my disbelief.
For a while, it was the studios.
Yeah, the studios.
Honestly, the studios wanted to copy dark and gritty and then realistic. There was a while where they were talking about for the Justice League universe, they wanted to make the Amazons, the reason why they're super strong and super powerful is because they were born from an alien from Krypton that landed
I heard about
there,
that idea.
and that's why they
dumb.
were part. So they had Kryptonian DNA. Fuck you. Fuck you for that idea. That's stupid. That's honestly, that's a bridge too far.
I like their backstory in the comics, how literally Zeus gave them their own island and he made them the Amazons and were like, you guys are the protectors of Earth. But then as the Earth spiraled out of control and just got nuts, they were like, we're just going to kind of do our own thing and leave you guys to fuck everything up.
Yeah, so that's what it's just allow us to suspend our disbelief. We've hit an age of technology where we can animate and create the CG abilities to do these things. And if you stop trying to limit yourself, trying to explain everything, you can grow a lot more. And that's what happened with Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with Aquaman. Why Aquaman and Shazam look so good.
They need to have
we can
more,
suspend our disbelief.
They need to not do exactly like Marvel, but Marvel's not afraid to make us suspend our disbelief. We need a more... And they did it with Wonder Woman a little bit, but we need a more colorful, fun DC movie. Because everything's so dark and depressing. It's all grays and browns. And
Marvel suffers from that issue as well, though, for grounding. If you look at it, like the whole Iron Man Spider-Man relationship kind of frustrates me. Spider-Man, this whole fact that they're like, oh, Spider-Man's eyes don't work the way that... You know what? If you had animated Spider-Man's eyes to do what they do now, but you didn't have to have the Iron Man suit... I wouldn't have noticed.
Right.
I know other people who are really picky and want everything to be grounded would have noticed. Doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't allow us to suspend our disbelief, see the characters that we want to see for the first time on film done really, really well. Animate their suit a little bit. Deadpool is the perfect example. His eyes do what the fuck ever. And not a single person, and they say, well, it's because it's Deadpool. Why don't we just say because it's a superhero movie? Yeah. Rather than trying to over-explain everything. And this idea that Spider-Man is only Spider-Man because of Iron Man. No. Stop that.
He was Spider-Man before Iron Man.
But I'm saying, like, his spider suit, the whole thing... Let him just make the costume. How'd you make that costume? I'm awesome. Boom. 10-second explanation. We suspend our disbelief. The trolls are pissed, but fuck them. Nobody cares about them.
Before he got the Iron One, in Homecoming, he has his original costume, and it's literally like this junky-ass red shirt that he, like, drew the spider symbol on, and then he has these... crappy blue pants. Like, I love that, like, homemade, like, I'm poor, this is my Spider-Man suit. Like,
but even the idea that, like, supposedly Tobey Maguire made that Spider-Man costume. Yeah,
that's what I like about it.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine. People were complaining about that. And I'm like, no, I'm fine with the fact that Tobey Maguire made that costume. I'm fine with the idea that Spider-Man made his costume. Iron Man doesn't have to make his costume. Then they could do the Iron Spider-Man storyline later, and it would be interesting. It's just frustrating to see all this, like, trying to ground things and bring it down. And I think that's a big problem with Iron Man now. Is Iron Man, things happened because of Iron Man. No. If you look at the Marvel canon storyline, things happened because of Captain America. Yeah. Spider-Man happened, but...
I love, like, don't get me wrong, I love Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, but they're making him super, like, serious and brooding, and they're trying to make him be like Bruce Wayne Iron Man. Yeah. And in the comics, he's more of a fun guy. He's not afraid to crack jokes and pull pranks.
He deals with alcoholism and stuff. Yeah. And I think that's okay. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I don't like this idea that everything ties into Iron Man, especially with this idea that Iron Man's going to be leaving soon.
I mean, yeah, he does technically. He is the original founder of the Avengers. Yeah. In the comic books, but still, like, making everything revolve around him. There's other characters that I like more than Iron Man in the Marvel universe.
Like, they want to say, a lot of people are theorizing, like, a great thing would be, like, if the Fantastic Four happened because Iron Man, because of it. No, yeah. Let the Fantastic Four be the Fantastic Four because they're the Fantastic Four.
Can we please get a not terrible movie?
Yes, that would be great. Oh, well, you know what? I'm fine if they actually did campy like they did beforehand.
Yeah. See, and I'm of the opinion, I didn't hate the first Fantastic Four movie. I thought it was alright. I mean, it's not going to win any awards. It was just campy, silly, fun. And then when they did the Silver Surfer, I thought it was terrible, but...
I think, because back then they had a problem with cloud-based monsters.
Mm-hmm.
because they did it with
every
Ang Lee's
movie
Hulk.
ever.
They did Ang Lee's Hulk. They did Silver Surfer.
Green Lantern had a cloud-based
Green
monster.
Lantern. They all have, their monster's a giant cloud that's converging on them, and it was
that movie bummed me out, because if there was anyone that could play a perfect Hal Jordan, it was Ryan Reynolds.
I might disagree.
I mean, no, dude.
I think Ryan Reynolds was meant to be the Flash in the DC universe.
I mean, yeah, that'd have been cool too, but Ryan Reynolds could have pulled it off. It's just...
I think they made
everything about that movie was terrible.
I think they made a grave mistake, and I think it was that issue of studios doing what they wanted to do, and they hired Ryan Reynolds because he was popular, and they did Green Lantern because that was the next step.
Yeah, I feel I love Ryan Reynolds. I feel he didn't try for Green Lantern. I feel like this was just, hey, it's a paycheck for me.
Yeah, he was like, hey, this is my step into superhero films, which are growing right now, but at the same time, 100%.
Well, didn't he do Origins Wolverine before Green Lantern, though?
Yeah, he did Deadpool, I suppose, yeah.
I think literally he was so mad about the Deadpool shit that he's like, fine, I'll go be Green Lantern.
Look, but what I'm thinking is the studios need to stop being so tone deaf. Take a minute and go, hey, you know who'd be a really good Flash? Ryan Reynolds, who we're about to hire. Let's not do Green Lantern, let's do a Flash movie. They would have been so successful. And it would have cost them a lot less money, because did you see how much fucking CG they put into that Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie?
Oh my god.
Holy shit! They could have made a Flash movie for so much cheaper.
That was one of his complaints when he did the movie. He didn't get to wear a costume at all. It was literally CG'd onto him, and he's like, there's no costume at all? Ever? Nope.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was a bad job, and it was basically just trying to cash a paycheck, not for Ryan Reynolds, but for the studio.
Unfortunately, when that came out, I went to Des Moines with friends, and I spent $14 to see it in 3D.
Oh my god! I may have watched it for free if I remember, because I was working at the theater.
$14 I'll never get back.
That was the one thing when I worked at a movie theater. I always had to think about, okay, what costs. What would I pay money to see? When I started reviewing movies, because I'd be able to watch movies for free, I'd be like, what would I pay for? Because that was a question. I never had to pay for a movie, so I never had to think about, this was worth my money or this wasn't worth my money. So then I really had to think, is this worth money? Would I pay to see this again?
It's the only reason, even if I worked a full-time job, I would love a part-time job at the theater just to be able to watch free movies.
They're hiring janitorial.
Are they?
You should apply. Just don't do what Nate did and run away.
Really?
He has a whole hour-long story. I got it on Twitch. You'll have to watch it.
I have not seen it.
Wonderful. It's an amazing story, but it's, you would work it out. If I could work there again, I kind of burned my bridge there, so I can't, but I highly recommend janitorial. You get to watch the movies for free. You just walk in and watch them. In fact, you have keys to the building. If they taught you how to run the projectors, you could just watch them whenever you wanted. And then you could call me, and we watch them together, so you don't have to watch movies by yourself.
Why do they give you... Do you, clean overnight? Is that why you get keys to the building?
Yeah. You clean when no one's there, so it could be any time before they open for the day. You just have to go in, and clean everything up. But usually sometimes people go in overnight, or, because, the movies get over at whatever time, so it's easier to go in after the movies are over.
Well, yeah, because, even though I'm sleeping regular, I'm still used to third shift hours, so I'm awake.
Yeah, so you could go and you could clean things up. It's really easy. It's an easy job. It's not, it's not a full-time job.
Well, yeah.
But you get key to the theater and you can watch free movies. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I did it for a while too. I used to do their film and stuff as well. I dug it.
Open our own theater. Fuck them.
No, I would come and watch with you. Yeah, see, Chris Goodrich is in. Who wants it? Tommy for Strand Custodian 2018.
2018. Part-time Strand
Why did I
Custodian.
look at my watch? I don't know.
208.
So yeah. So I had a couple of things. I watched Rampage. Have you seen Rampage yet?
I'm afraid.
You're afraid to watch Rampage. Lower your expectations.
That's why I'm afraid.
And just enjoy what it is. Because it is enjoyable. First of all, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson still can do no wrong.
He's in his worst movies, Scorpion King. He is so enjoyable.
Yeah, he's very enjoyable, and he does a fantastic job.
He's very charismatic. I love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Him and the gorilla relationship are fantastic. Like, I love. There's the only thing that like threw me off. Spoilers, but like the end of the movie. Like, so him and the gorilla have sort of like a joking thing back and forth. Like the gorilla likes to scare the crap out of people, like literally, like as a joke, and he'll laugh. He's like, oh. But then he like looks at the Rock and he's like signing with the Rock, and he's like, are you, is that your friend? And he's like, yeah. He's like, is that your special friend? He's like, well, we're friends. There's a lady, and then the only thing that's like way out of tone for the entire movie, the gorilla just goes. And it's funny, but it's like not in tone with the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of, it was like it just dropped like 60 points in maturity. Only time they did it, still really enjoyable.
I'm gonna be immature and laugh my ass off.
The main villains don't make any sense, but they're fantastic. No character motivations. I mean, they make a little bit of like written in sense, but like the main villains are just. Twisty mustache villains.
There's no character backstories. The plot is super convoluted. Like, yeah, it makes no sense.
It's a bad movie, but it's a great movie. It's
kind of like Troll 2.
It's one of those ones that you want to... Well, no, Troll 2 is one of those ones that you enjoy it for its badness. This one is one of those ones you enjoy it for the fact that you get to see a giant wolf, a giant lizard, and a giant gorilla beat the shit out of Chicago. Like, that is... Like when you see that lizard monster show up and it starts tearing through like a skyscraper, like wow, like that is what I've been waiting my life to see on film. And it doesn't have to make sense, it doesn't have to be well written. I'm just glad that someone took the time to put it out there for me to watch. Like, and yeah, I paid however much money to rent the movie, but worth every penny. I if you get a chance, watch Rampage. Don't have expectations. I'll probably
rent it, but not purchase it.
Yeah, rent. Yeah, no, 100%. If I were to put this on a buy rent, like so if you were to like, so viewing purposes, like pay to watch it in theaters, pay to rent it, wait for it to show up on Netflix, or just don't ever watch it at all. Or borrow for free, I would rent it. I think it's a great rental. I would almost even watch it in the theater just to enjoy it, but I don't think I would never buy it.
I actually
Well, no, you'd rent it for commentary.
I actually just rented a movie called Annihilation and watched that. It was really good. Natalie Portman movie with who's the guy that played Poe in Star Wars? What's his name? I forget his name, but
I know who you're talking about.
It was a really good movie.
Yeah, I forgot that movie came out.
It was. I can multitask and stuff, but I have a short attention span, and with this movie, it's one that you can't multitask like I usually do. You have to just watch the movie to focus on it to get like all the stuff. I thought it was a really good movie.
It came out at the same time as what's that movie? The Arrival. So I was like, this is the same movie.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch it. I watched Arrival. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's on Hulu. It's great.
I still haven't watched it.
Like, Arrival's really good.
I haven't taken time.
I just happened to have $6 on my Microsoft account, and it was like $3 to rent Annihilation, and I was like, all right. So I spent $3, rented it. It was fantastic.
Christopher's wondering if you've seen A Quiet Place.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's fantastic. I saw it twice in theaters.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good. It's John Krasinski, but like different. It's great. He actually helped write and he directed the movie too.
Yeah, I've heard it's amazing.
It's really good.
I don't know if it's out for rent. I think it might be.
I think it is actually.
But I've heard really good things. It's one.
It's actually it's good enough. I would recommend purchasing it. It is worth more than a rental.
I need to sit down on a weekend where I don't have to sleep at all, and I need to watch that Split, and then I need to watch.
I still haven't seen
It.
Split.
I need to watch
It was really good.
I need to watch it, and I now that I'm watching Castle Rock, I'm wanting to watch It. Did you realize the guy in Castle Rock is Pennywise?
Oh, which guy?
The one who plays the kid that was
yeah.
That's Pennywise.
I'm trying to remember the old guy that plays the sheriff. Penn, whatever.
Oh, that plays the sheriff. He's the dude from Daredevil. He was the blind guy.
That's where I know him from.
Because the problem is
I was like, where do I know this guy from?
He keeps looking at people, but he still has that stare, like he's staring off at the distance.
He is like
blind.
And even after watching Castle Rock, even when he's being sweet to that dude's mother, he just constantly looks pissed off every time you see him in Castle Rock.
He looks pissed, and he still looks blind.
Yeah,
like, he still looks blind. He's like,
yeah. In the newest episode, like I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a scene where he gives a speech at a podium, and as he's giving the speech to the crowd, his eyes are like wandering as he's trying to give this speech.
Right? I wonder if that character is actually blind, or if that actor might actually be blind or something. Because
I mean, maybe, but
it's just the way that he
That's where
it looks like he's staring through.
I've
people.
spent the first 5 episodes of Castle Rock like, who the fuck is that?
That's him.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
That's a lot of Castle Rock is like, who's this person, who's that person, because there's a lot of famous people, and then on top of that you're trying to juggle Stephen King references. So if you guys don't know, Castle Rock is a series based off of, it's a Hulu series based off of Stephen King's works, but it ties into a lot of stuff. So it ties into because it's set at
Shawshank
from Shawshank Redemption. It's based off of the story of the body from Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Stand By Me is based off of a story called The Body. So there's loose tie-ins to that. This is set in Castle Rock, which is the setting for a lot of his locations. Mm-hmm. The guy who plays Pennywise in the new It movie is in this movie.
It's set in Maine, and a lot of Stephen King stuff is in Maine as well.
Yeah,
like,
it's
set in Maine, like...
There's even one point where it's so on the nose that you see the sign for Shawshank underneath the road, Redemption Road. Yeah. So it says Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Right there. I
saw that.
That's a little on the nose.
Also, Sissy Spacek is in this movie.
Yeah.
And she was in the original Carrie.
She's so good.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
This movie or this show is it's really entertaining. It's a very, very slow burn. I'm digging this psychic character they threw in there.
The chick that can like read minds. I know her. I know her from something too.
Oh, she's in 2.5 Men, I think, as the girl with Charlie.
Yeah, she was the obsessed neighbor.
She's the obsessed neighbor. Yeah,
that's where I know her from.
This right here, if you're like, I wonder where that person's from, a lot of times I fucking know. The one thing I can't figure out is who the main character is. I don't know who that guy is, but he looks familiar.
I'm going to IMDb it when I get home, because I want to know too.
He looks really good. He's doing amazing.
IMDb is my best friend.
This show is so good.
Yeah.
And I really love this character because you expect a lot of harsh reactions.
Yeah.
And he's very, very kind and very calculated. He's not a harsh person. So you have people who are like, we know what you did to your dad. We know you killed him after he took you in and adopted you. And he just kind of looks at him like, what the fuck? But he doesn't react. Yeah. He just kind of has that very strong...
He's very calm and almost stoic.
He's good at... Well, no, he's not stoic, I would say, because he's good at expressing all of his emotion with one look. Yeah. Which is a very hard thing for an actor to do.
My favorite thing about the show is I heard nothing about it before it came out. And a lot of times if I'm excited for a show, it's all hyped up and there's all kinds of hype and I'm expecting a lot. I knew nothing about the show. I only watched it on Drit's recommendation that it was good. Yeah. And so I was like, saw it on Hulu. I was like, I'll click on episode 1, and then I watched the 4 that they had, and I was like, why isn't there more?
Yeah, they're doing week by week, which is the hardest thing. They did that. They did it with 11/22/63, which if you watch that,
I have not seen that yet.
If you're liking Castle Rock, you'll love 11/22/63. It's surprisingly it's James Franco, but he is doing his best. It's about a guy who he goes to this, and it's a Stephen King novel. And
I kind of want to watch it now.
He goes to this diner, and he's talking to his friend, and he goes through a divorce, and he's an English teacher, and he's just having a really rough time. And then his friend shows up one day, like he meets his friend at the diner, and he shows up, and he's filled with cancer. He's about to die. And he's like, how the hell, yesterday you were fine. He's like, it wasn't yesterday for me. And he has a what he calls the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's the back closet door to his restaurant.
Yeah.
Leads back to 11/22/63, I think, or no, 11/22/63 might be the date Kennedy was assassinated. But anyways, it leads you well enough back before Kennedy's assassination that you try to stop his assassination.
Really?
So this guy's trying. The diner owner tried a million times to go back and stop Kennedy's assassination. So he dies. This is how the movie starts. By the way, these are minor spoilers.
That's such an interesting premise.
He dies, and he leaves a notebook with James Franco, and James Franco starts the quest to go back and stop Kennedy's assassination.
That's awesome.
And it's so fucking good. Like, it is it is so good.
Now that I know James Franco's in it, because I think he is an underrated actor. I think he's fantastic.
He's all over the board, but in this movie, or in this show, he's so good. And the whole series is now on there. It's only one season. I want to say it's like 10 episodes, but it is so good. If you're liking Castle Rock, you will love 11/22/63.
Is it only 10 episodes and they're not doing it anymore? Or?
Yeah, it's only 10 episodes because it's based off a novel.
Oh.
There's a definitive ending.
Oh, that's what I was about to get to.
Yeah, it's not a... It's not a continuing series. It's a definitive ending. Right. It's really, really good. It's the reason why I'm watching Castle Rock is because
I'll have to check that out.
11/22/63 was so good.
There's so many shows I'm behind on. Like, I still haven't even caught up with American Horror Story.
I've never watched an episode.
I watched the first 6, and it took me forever to watch them.
I have yet to finish Breaking Bad. That's where I'm at.
I'm one of those people that, unless it's something superhero-like, if something gets overhyped, I just instantly don't want to like it, and so I won't check it out.
Right.
And so, American Horror Story was out for, like, they're getting ready for, like, season 8.
Yeah, they're way...
They had just started season 7, and I was like, alright, if they've been on for 7 seasons, there's got to be something to this. I watched, like, the first 5 episodes, and I thoroughly loved it. I liked it, I just haven't finished it.
You know what I was thinking about getting back into was Black Mirror. Have you watched Black Mirror?
No, because I saw the first episode, and the premise of that, I was like, I don't know.
So the great thing about Black Mirror is it's like The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I know it's an anthology show.
Yeah,
like, each episode is different.
First episode...
Skip it.
I wouldn't skip it. I think the first episode is worth a watch. But, however, every episode after that is way better.
Yeah.
There is an episode where it's because each one explores the negative effects of futuristic technology. Mm-hmm. So there's like one episode where the guy can see, like, everything you see is recorded into a chip in your brain. So he is like, and you see like their eyes go white whenever they're going back through the recordings. Yeah. You can also project your memories that are recorded onto a TV from what you saw.
That's cool.
And stuff. So it's interesting how it how it plays into sex. It's interesting how it plays into relationships because there's like a point where he's obsessing over like this conversation with his wife had with another guy, and he starts playing back and back through the memories, and then he starts attacking the people trying to get their memories to see what's happened. But like sex, it's like it shows like they're having like this passionate sex, and then it clips to what's really happening, and they're just replaying a scene, and they're both like just laying there like this.
That's fantastic.
And so it's really, really interesting. I have not watched Better Call Saul, but I want to finish Breaking Bad first. But yeah, no, it's Black Mirror, and then the one episode about cookies. It's a Christmas movie, and it's about these things called cookies, where they duplicate your consciousness into it. Wow, I'm not kidding. It's so good. I highly recommend just get into episode 2 and see how far you can go. I think you'd really enjoy it. It's really, really good. I enjoy the shit out of it. So yeah, we talked about Castle Rock. Can you believe that? Look at this, guys. That's all this shit. We talked about it. We did it. Yeah. But that's been my thing. Like I've been wanting to watch more TV, and I had. Yeah. I've just slowed down on the binging because like I really dig a 10-episode arc. And that's what's so hard about finishing all the CWs. Are there like 20? But I only have like 10 episodes each, but I'm still like
Supergirl is so good though.
I need to finish Supergirl.
Like it's quickly becoming my favorite CW show.
I downloaded it, but I never did watch the rest of it. My favorite still, I still think The Flash is in my favorite zone, even though it doesn't do great. Like, I really enjoyed the fact that we stepped outside of speedster villains.
The Flash is very, like, when it's good, it's really good, but when it's bad, it's really bad. Like, there's no in-between, really.
I don't know. I've always felt that it's like, I feel like it's in the same category as Marvel movies. The worst is just meh. It's not, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like DC movies, like Batman v Superman. And that's awful.
And then there's Arrow, which is just bad now. Like, they're not even trying.
I'm having a tough time with Arrow. I'm having a really tough time with Arrow. I still haven't
finished the newest season because it's just bad.
I don't know if I call it bad. I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah,
like I just
nothing
don't
against the cast. Like Stephen Amell, Emily Rickards, like everyone's good. It's just terribly written.
Yeah, well, they're running out of things, I think, and I think they're focusing too much. Like, he doesn't need to be mayor anymore.
He's also I don't know if you know this. CW, Andrew Kreisberg, DC. He's not Batman.
He doesn't need to be. Well, I'd be fine if they committed to the Batman idea, but they're not even committing to the Batman idea anymore. Like, he's not a rich billionaire anymore. Like, he's still kind of pseudo-rich, but only because he's the mayor. Which, if he just owned Queens Consolidated again and was able to do the tech stuff, that would be really cool. But
before he became the mayor, they didn't explain it. He lost his company, and him and Felicity were on the outs, but somehow he still had all this money.
Yeah,
but he had no money
in a super nice apartment. Have you guys watched the TV show Sons of Anarchy? I have not.
I tried. I did not like it. Biker shows are not my thing.
I've heard really good stuff. I just haven't taken time. I haven't finished Breaking Bad.
I know.
That's my new excuse.
Charlie Day from that show. If you like Charlie Day,
are you talking about Charlie Hunnam?
Charlie Hunnam, yeah.
Charlie Day's from. He's
from.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
So Charlie Hunnam. If you really like Charlie Hunnam, he was in this King Arthur movie that came out last year. Critics trashed on the movie. I was bored one time walking uptown, and I saw it was playing at the Strand, and I was like, this is a $6 matinee, why not? So I walked in, and I paid $6 to watch the movie, and I watched the whole thing, and it's not the most amazing movie, but it was really good, and I was like, what are critics talking about?
It's Guy Ritchie, too. Guy Ritchie directed it. He is another...
The movie was great.
Marvel, DC, whoever... Get Guy Ritchie. Like, he's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, Guy Ritchie does a really good job with whatever. Like, he did the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yeah, I love those movies.
What was that movie? Snatch. He directed Snatch. Snatch is great. There's a couple other ones. Rock'n'Rolla. If you haven't seen Rock'n'Rolla, it might be dated at this point, but it was a really entertaining movie. I love Guy Ritchie. I really, because he does some really good wordy stuff. I think he would actually be good if they ever wanted to do an Iron Man 4. I think Guy Ritchie would be a great director because they gave Shane Black, which I'm so pumped about the Predators movie. Yeah, like I don't even care. Or about is it Predator or Predators?
I think it's just called Predator.
Because Predators just came out like. Oh, might be a lot older now, but Predators came out.
Predators came out in like 2011 or 2012. I want to say.
And that was with what's his name? That really dedicated. Like he's a method actor.
Yeah,
with a big nose.
I know him, but I can't place him now. And now I'm just picturing his gigantic Pinocchio nose.
He's good, but and that was a great movie. But like Shane Black is doing Predator. And the fact that like one of the Predators looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in a Predator costume, I'm in. Like, I love. Still, it pumps me up every time. And they're like at the end of that trailer, he just goes, "Whoa!" And I'm like, and you see his like super long arms like filled with muscles, and how how much bigger he is than any other Predator, I'm like, I'm in. I'm 100% in. Let me watch this movie. I want to watch it.
It would be so meta, but just let me know you hired Arnold Schwarzenegger to actually play that Predator.
So they said...
it'd be hilarious.
Like, one of the rumors right now is the idea that it's possible that Predator is based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger's DNA from the original movie.
That's cool.
And that's why he's bigger than everyone else. And I'm like, I want to see it
yeah,
so
he looks terrifying. I was like, it's Predator Hulk. Like,
oh my god, it looks so good. I love, and the cast of characters look really cool. Like,
it's got to be better than AVP.
Is it Keenan and Peele? No, Key and Peele. Key and Peele, yeah. Or Peele? Jordan Key directed a movie, right? Or is it Jordan Peele?
Jordan Peele directed Get Out.
So Key, whoever Key is, he is in that movie.
I feel bad that I love both of them, but I can't.
And it looks really good. They've both done such a good job. Get Out is fabulous. By the way, this is a weird tangent. I caught a slim picking of the roast of Bruce Willis.
Oh, I need to watch that.
They did the roast of Bruce Willis, and the guy who does the TS motherfucking A, he was doing it, and he goes, he's like, there's 100 other brothers that you could have brought, like, that you actually know. He's like, why did you call me? He's like, I don't get this. So the guy who plays Key or whatever, he's in the Predators movie. He looks really good. The actors are all fantastic. And then the guy from This Is Us, the black guy from This Is Us.
Oh, I love him.
He's in the movie.
He's such a good actor.
In Predators, and he looks like he's gonna be fantastic.
Now that I've seen him in This Is Us, I notice him in a lot of stuff as like the one scene guest actor.
He was in Black Panther.
Yeah.
For the most wasted role.
Right,
the murdered uncle, which I'm like, I get it. It was a good imprint. But at the same time,
I mean, when you
should have saved him. You should have saved him.
When you're trying to, which he's fantastic on This Is Us, and I do think that's a big time show. But when you're trying to break into like big time films, and someone's like, "Hey, want to get killed in Black Panther?"
Oh yeah,
and they're like, "Yeah, sure,
man,
sign me up."
I just think the producers wasted him on that
because he's so good.
Yeah, because he's up and coming. He's on This Is Us, so
I love him in that. He's got such a range in This Is Us. Like, he does the serious moments, he does the sad moments.
Such a heartbreaking show. I love that show, but I can't, like, it's hard.
Goddamn crockpots.
The Green Lantern from Smallville's in there. Not Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Justin Hartley, I think is his name.
He's so good.
He did a scene
on Smallville. He's just okay. Like, he's not bad. He's not good. And then he quit. Like, Smallville got done, and then he went to soap operas, and he was doing one of the soaps. I don't remember. And then when I heard he was going to be on This Is Us, I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, he was from soaps, and he's fantastic.
First season of This Is Us, he's fun to watch. He's engaging. But then in season 2, when they do his drug and alcohol addiction arc, that when he breaks down in that yard, he's just like, I just need someone to see me. I need someone to know that I need help.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god.
So good, and it's enlightening because there are a lot of people who need help out there.
Well,
but won't say it.
That is a good moment. And when that dude we're talking about, that from This Is Us, that black dude, when he finally has that moment where he just breaks down and he starts bawling, it got me. I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and then he shows up and consoles him.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I was like,
it's so good.
If you aren't watching This Is Us, or if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's really good.
It's so good.
They have every episode on Hulu, I think.
Do they really?
Yeah, I think the whole show's on there. It's fantastic.
It's a gut punch. The only thing I will say, I think it's because I can't relate, is I don't like the sister that much. I don't like
and
I think it's because I'm a fat male. I identify with Toby a lot more. Yeah. So Toby's like, I'm goofy. Like, my favorite part is when he's in the Hollywood party. He's like, Hollywood. He's always just like, Hollywood. And so I love that. But, like, she's always talking about her weight gain issues. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't relate. And so I get kind of frustrated and bored.
I can't relate to her. I relate to Toby. I had an uncle that was just like him. He's like, I'm fat, I'm proud, here I am.
Yeah,
like, and
he's just goofy.
Yeah, I just relate to him
and
so much.
And then he has that moment where he talks about how he almost killed himself, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's so good. And then you go back and you see him, like, he's Benny in Stranger Things, and he shows up in other stuff, and you're like,
yes.
He's Taserface, too, in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow, I did
he's
not know that.
Taserface. He's so good in everything he does. Check, like, oh my god. If you're not watching This Is Us, watch This Is Us.
They're only like, what are they, like 10 episode seasons?
Yeah, they're 2 10 episode. Well, the last one I think was like 13, but the first one was 10.
Yeah, it's 10 and 13, so it's very binge watchable. Like
it shows too, like really, like the 20 some odd episode season shows take a hit for being 20 some odd episodes. The ones that are 10 or 15 episodes have really clean cut, really well done story arcs.
Yeah. It's all wrapped up. There's none of that like cliffhanger stuff.
Yeah.
It's just
Preacher. Preacher's amazing. Dirk Gently. That show is really good. 10 episode arcs. The Netflix ones that have been coming out, like Altered Carbon and Lost in Space.
Season 2 confirmed.
10 episode arcs. Glow, 10 episode arcs.
All the Marvel shows are around 10.
Super well cut, tight platforms.
Yeah.
10 episode arcs are perfect. I really, honestly, I would like to see either... And you can see a little bit in the CW shows. They try to write them in 2 10 episode arcs.
Yeah.
But they still have an overlapping theme.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Cut them down to 10 episode arcs each.
Dude.
You can do 20 some odd episodes a season, but write 2 10 episode arcs that are completely separate. I think you'd be great.
Yeah, I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. It's just it just shows how much cleaner the writing is when you aren't having to stretch out, because it's like trying to stretch out like that spider web from when you're trying to make the spider web. It's just that's how it works.
Doctor Who seasons are around 10 episodes too.
Yeah,
like
they're around 10
13.
episodes. Well, BBC in general is 10 episodes.
Yeah.
The only thing that is different is the Sherlock seasons.
Yeah. Oh, Sherlock is so good, though.
They're their own animal.
Well,
really
each episode of Sherlock is like an hour and a half, so...
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about on this list?
What?
Speaking of 10 episode arcs, Venture Brothers Season 7
premiered.
When's the last time you watched Venture Brothers?
Season 3.
Season 3?
I'm a little...
Holy shit!
I'm way behind.
Oh, you are. That's the last DVD set I bought. I want to buy, like, all of them, but Season 6 ended really, like, very abruptly. It didn't seem like the end of a season, but it ended. Season 7 has started, again, very abruptly, very different, but it's still really entertaining. Like, I love, they wake up and they have this unit called Problem hooked up into the entire... You remember his brother, his twin brother from the womb that was inside him the whole time that they cut out of him, and he becomes, like, successful and douchey?
Yeah.
He dies in Season 6. And so they move into his place. And so he's got this giant venture castle, and the venture compound's dead. So they move in, and, like, they're being haunted by the Problem thing. And, like, Orpheus shows up, and, like, all this stuff shows up. And when you find out what it is, it's kind of crazy, but they end on a it's a 2-parter. And you're like, no! Like, it's really upsetting. I don't know. But I enjoyed it. I don't know. If you gotta catch up on Venture Brothers, man. There's so much shit.
Every week we talk about new shows, and then when I'm not here, my friends talk about new shows. I literally have a list at home of like 17 different things I need to catch up on. And I just look at the list. And
Venture Brothers is a hard one, too.
I'll look at the list. I'll look at my video game console. I'll look at my book collection that I still haven't read, and then I just look at my watch, and I'm like...
It's not enough time in the world, man.
No.
Not enough time in the world.
If I could like clone myself and make like 3 of me, but we all share one consciousness, and then I could just get everything caught up. I could just send one of them to work for me, and then I'll just stay home and catch up on my shows and do my reading.
That's a great idea. That would be nice to actually just kick back and be able to sit down and just watch TV.
Be able to have more than 10 minutes to just relax and not worry about anything.
I would fight my clone. I'd have to fight my clone and probably kill my clone because we would both want to be the one to sit down and watch TV.
Mortal Kombat to see
That
who
or
gets
my
to be
clone
lazy.
ends up killing itself because it's all it does is work.
Yeah. All I do is work. I can't take
All I do
this.
is work jobs. I'm tired of this. All of a sudden, like, I show up one day and my clone is like incredibly fit from working at a factory job. And it's like abs and muscles and shit because apparently that's what factory jobs do to you. Anyways,
Then where are my abs and muscles?
In this scenario,
all right.
my clone, it gets all like fit and stuff, and then it runs away with like a bunch of supermodels, and I'm standing there by myself, all fat and gross, just beating Mass Effect 1. Like,
What do I have to show for myself? He just ran off with the Russian international women's swim team.
he just ran off with Kate Upton, who's freshly divorced for no reason. Oh well.
Right.
So yeah, okay. I think that's about it, though.
Yeah.
I have to maybe go do an interview. I don't know. And some stuff, and I gotta eat food. And
I have
do
to
dishes.
go home and consume sustenance as well. So.
Yeah, I have to get ready for. I have to get ready. I gotta work tonight though, so yay! But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I think we're gonna try and do Twitch from now on live.
Mm-hmm.
I might actually be able to import this whole episode on YouTube, but I still want to do clips and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So keep a fresh eye out on that. Check us out on Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. Put a little nerdy in your pocket. And then you can also watch us live every Wednesday around noonish. We're going to try to do it on Twitch TV/JDiehm, JAYDIEHM, twitch.tv/JAYDIEHM. So you can check me out there. Yeah, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Bye. How do I stop this? Oh, I have a button over here. Okay, hang on.